Welcome back to my channel, Simplified English 101. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment and share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that good old notification bell so that you never miss out. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the setting in Raymond's run, and we are going to be looking at this as a narrative technique. Firstly, there are different aspects of the settings presented. For one, we have the physical setting. We are introduced to the historical setting, the social setting, and the cultural setting. Now, all of these help to play a role within the context of the story and help us understand more about the different characters. Now, let's break it down layer by layer. We start off by looking at the physical setting. The story takes place in Harlem, New York, a fast-paced, noisy, and very public place. And that is important. Squeaky doesn't do anything in private. Her life, her training, and even her responsibility for Raymond all play out in full view of the world. She tells us, "You can see me any time of day practicing running. I never walk if I can trot." That shows how determined and unapologetic she is. The sidewalks become her track, and the city is her audience. We also learn that she's alert and protective. She says, "I've got Raymond walking on the inside close to the buildings because he's subject to fits of fancy." That small detail tells us she's constantly managing the physical dangers of her environment while also taking care of her brother. Later in the story, the setting shifts to a city park for the May Day race. It's a space full of tradition, dresses, suits, teachers, parents, and even a band. She says the park is jam-packed. Parents in hats and corsages, kids in white dresses and light blue suits. This formal setting creates pressure and makes the race feel more like a major performance. Functionally, the park becomes the stage where Squeaky not only proves herself as the fastest runner, but also experiences a deep moment of personal growth. The question now is, why is this physical setting important? What does it add? This physical setting allows us to see how public Squeaky's life is, her boldness, her independence, and the way she navigates a world that is constantly watching. The gritty street buildings, her toughness, the formal race spaces, it forces her to evolve and reflect. The historical aspects. Now, this looks at a change of time and self-expression. It focuses on the 1960s and 70s, which is during the time of the civil rights movement or era. Now, it is important to note that although the story does not name a specific year, it gives off strong 1960s to 1970s energy. That was a time when Black pride, civil rights, and gender equality were hot, spicy topics. Squeaky fits right into that context. She isn't about to conform to anyone's expectations. She says things like, "I don't dance on my toes, I run. That is what I am all about." And refuses to dress up for the May Day race dance like all the other girls. And she makes it clear when she says, "You'd think my mother'd be grateful not to have to make me a white organdy dress." These moments reflect a broader cultural shift. Young people, especially at that time, Black girls, were pushing back against tradition and choosing their own path. Again, the question is, why is the historical setting important? Well, it adds context and helps us understand why Squeaky is the way she is. She is strong, self-defined, and unapologetically proud. This setting or environment, the historical environment, it allows us to read her defiance as a part of a bigger movement, not just personal attitude. It also deepens themes of empowerment, identity, and breaking away from the rules society tries to force on us. Again, especially in that time as Black girls. Let us look at the social environment or social setting. Socially, Squeaky's world is one where kids have real responsibilities and reputation means a lot. She's not just a runner. She's Raymond's caretaker first and foremost. She says, all I have to do in life is mind my brother Raymond, which is enough. That tells us her reality. She is a child, but with a grown up responsibility. She's also navigating peer pressure and social expectations. She faces judgment from other kids, especially when they tease Raymond. But she doesn't back down. She says, you got anything to say to my brother? You say it to me. She stands up for what she believes in and for who she loves. We also see how the community, this social aspect of the community, values appearance and effortless talent. For example, Cynthia Proctor, for instance, acts like she doesn't study or practice, but she always wins. Squeaky calls her out when she'll say something like, oh, I guess I'll play handball this afternoon and watch television tonight. Just to let you know you ain't thinking about the test. Squeaky refuses to play along with that fake perfection. Now, this social setting within the working Black community is important because it allows the story to explore themes like loyalty, disability, honesty, and personal pride. It also shows how much Squeaky values real effort over performance, making her internal growth more meaningful by the end of the story. Next, we have the cultural setting, and this is the final aspect of the environment that we will look at. One of the most powerful things about this story is Squeaky's voice. She speaks in African American vernacular English, which gives her narration rhythm, personality, and authenticity. Quotes like, I don't feature a whole lot of chit chats, and I much rather just knock you down and take my chances, lets us hear who she is. Her voice is sharp, funny, and full of strength. And she doesn't hide her feelings, whether it's about training, protecting Raymond, or judging fake behavior. She doesn't just live in a culturally rich community. She embodies that culture in the way she speaks, thinks, and expresses herself. We also see that in how she defines what matters. She doesn't chase popularity or prettiness. She values honesty, effort, and being real. Her criticism of girls like Cynthia isn't just personal, it's cultural. It reflects a value system that celebrates authenticity over appearance. And again, why is this cultural environment that Squeaky finds herself in important? It is important because the cultural setting grounds the story in Black identity and experience. It helps us, the readers, feel connected to Squeaky, not just because of what she says, but how she says it. It highlights also key themes. Each layer of the setting, whether it be the physical, the historical, the social, and the cultural, they help build a complete picture of Squeaky's world. So this is why the setting is so crucial. It's not just where she lives, it's what she lives through. The setting helps us understand her toughness, her pride, and of course, her transformation in the end. It gives us context for her choices and makes her growth feel earned. And at the end, us as readers respect her even more. By the end of the story, when she considers coaching Raymond instead of just racing for herself, we see how deeply all of these aspects of the setting influence her. The busy streets, the social pressure, the historical shift, the cultural pride, all of these help to shape Squeaky. So the setting is not just background, it is a part of her journey. Let us now look at the themes which are revealed through the setting. When we think about the setting, again, we don't just think about a place or time. We think about the big picture, the bigger picture. And in this, we see the theme of identity and self-expression. Again, Squeaky lives in Harlem. It's busy, fast-moving city where it's easy to get caught up with what everyone else thinks. But she doesn't care about blending in. She knows exactly who she is. While other girls are dressing up for the May Day celebration in their fancy white dresses, she says, I do not dance on my toes. I run. That is what I'm all about. We also see the theme of gender roles and expectations. Now, the park during May Day is full of pretty traditions. Maypole dancing, white dresses, shiny shoes, and Squeaky wants no part of it. She even jokes that her mom should be glad she's not out there messing up new baby doll shoes. This shows a theme of challenging what girls are expected to do or be. The setting, the fancy celebration with the girls acting proper, makes her rejection of these roles even louder. She's trying not to be anyone's fairy or flower. She's trying to be herself. Another theme is the theme of disability and acceptance. The story also shines a light on how people with disability are treated, and that comes through in the way Raymond is seen in public spaces and even treated in public spaces. On the street or at the park, people stare at him, tease him, or act like he's a problem. Squeaky notices this and always protects him. She says, and she makes it clear, you got anything to say to my brother? You better say it to me. So here, the public setting shows how unwelcoming the world can be to someone like Raymond, who is different. But it also shows how much Squeaky loves and defends him, and later realizes his potential. Another theme is the theme of competition and growth. Now, the race setting, the track, the crowd, the pressure, is all about competition, right? And Squeaky is laser focused on winning. But then something shifts. She sees Raymond running alongside the track in his own way, and suddenly it hits her. It occurred to me that Raymond would make a very fine runner, she says. So even though the setting is all about the race, it ends up showing a bigger picture, which is a theme of competition and growth, that winning isn't everything. Sometimes what really matters is recognizing someone else's strength and helping them to grow. Finally, the theme of community and social pressure. Harlem is a tight community. And in a place like that, reputation is everything. People are always watching, whether it's Squeaky trotting down the street or Cynthia pretending she doesn't study. Squeaky feels that pressure, especially with girls like Gretchen, Rosie, and Mary Louise, always watching and judging. But she still chooses to be authentic, even if that means standing out. So the setting helps us see the theme of staying true to yourself, even when everyone around you is trying to act fake or bring you down. Now, this has taken us to the end of the video. Please remember to like the video, make your comments. I look forward to those. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell for new videos that will be posted. Until then, bye.